Hey! What's up? The allergies are not as bad today, so it doesn't hurt to talk. Yay! Yeah, yesterday was kind of yesterday was a mess. But yeah, I did not start anything here. Together. We have the duo today. We have our silly duo. Where is the height chart? How tall? I low-key feel ashamed right now because I was watching a video about Mary Susan writing and remembered my own. We all start off very cringe. Wait, how tall is Cater again? I'm gonna try and make them all to scale, so if I'm drawing Cater first, I need to make sure everybody's like at the right height. I am very picky about these things. Hello! It's Marcus. And not the one. Peak artistry has gone live. How goes? Still suffering with allergies, but not as bad as yesterday. To the height. I do for some reason. If I'm drawing, it's like I want them to scale a little bit, you know, because some of the characters are tiny, and then Malleus towers over most of them. Is there a story behind this particular fan event? Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, just another Lost in the kind of situation, except this time, because it's Winnie the Pooh, they remember everything. You cannot forget Winnie the Pooh and Friends, okay? It's like Kingdom Hearts-esque, kind of, you know. I am currently struggling to try and draw right now. I will never accept Malleus being the tallest. Nah, I'm the tallest, Trust. Malleus is one of the tallest. It's just his horns put him above the rest. Scully actually towers over almost everybody. Scully boy, he's the tallest. It's just an event where we can be wholesome little guys that don't care for the cruelties of Crowley and the other folks. heal and reconnect with the inner child, okay? Embrace childhood whimsy and wonder. I forget Cater wears earrings sometimes. I think he's the only character that has visible earrings. But like, there's so many other characters, I'm like, you should have earrings, but you don't. Why? I really want to post something on my actual channel so badly, but every time my mind goes blank. That is such a mood. I feel you on that. Pooh Bear Doobie, the perfect thing that makes us do that when they're not weird horror movie animal hybrids. Yeah, I hate that. Like, instead of being able to just make actual cute, wholesome Winnie the Pooh stuff in free domain territory, public domain territory, you're just being cheap and uncreative, like every other trend going on. It's not as interesting as you think it is. At least with Alice in Wonderland, it feels a little bit different, because like the concept is more like, when you boil it down to like its basic concept, it's just, oh, you're in another world and things are wacky and not like what you're used to, so. That one I don't mind seeing kind of interpreted in a more horror sense. Winnie the Pooh is where I draw the line. Yeah. But not all the characters. At least yet. And I think Owl and Rabbit were specifically made for the Disney Winnie the Pooh. Alice and Pinocchio, yeah. Those public domain, I don't really mind seeing people take a horror approach on it. Especially because Pinocchio's kind of interesting when you hear about the original Italian version. But yes, Pooh Bear is where I draw the line, because it's just wholesome childhood wonder and whimsy, and no. You're not allowed to break child's innocence like that anymore. It's no. Need to make sure his feet reach the bottom. We already have an horror game in the form of American McGee's Alice Duology. Yeah, I've heard of that. Disney breaks our childhood innocence all the time with the remakes. Exactly, we don't need more. We don't need more sadness in our lives. Because it's Cater, I have to give him a pose like this. Which characters are you working on today? Well, this was yesterday, last week. So now we're on Ortho, Riddle, and... It's gonna take a while. I don't need to worry about details, but I keep doing it anyway. I just need to make sure he's at a height. How does one draw bodies, genuinely? How are you doing that? I have no idea. Shapes. Shapes are your friend, I guess. I have like an entire folder on my laptop full of like random anatomy reference images of various types. Hold on a second. I am back. Fun fact, Winnie the Pooh was the name because of a Canadian bear brought to England named Winnie after Winnipeg. And Pooh was a name taken from a stinky bird, if I remember right. Yeah. And I think the actual, like, the actual stuffed animals that inspired the stories are still in a museum somewhere. I forgot where. But I think they're still there. And yeah, I think Rabbit and Owl are the ones that are original to Disney, the Disney version. Or at the very least, there was never any stuffed animals for those. Correct, I forgot the museum name, but it was in New York. Yeah. I feel like I made his torso too long. I have the habit of making characters with very long legs. The Christopher Robin story is truly tragic, yet also wholesome at the same time. Yeah. Voice solely off of appearance video is just taking a while. It's okay, we love long legs. Yeah, I used to read like a lot of like shoujo when I was younger. So a lot of my older drawings definitely have a lot of long legs. Everybody had legs for days. mention some of the stuff that I used to read. I wasn't really that into Sailor Moon, so there were other shoujo out there. Other magical girls. I think Owl and Rabbit did exist before Disney, but it was a A.A. Mills' own creation, not Disney. Gopher was the first Disney original character. The others were just written into the books. Ah, yes. Because I know Owl and Rabbit were not part of that original plushies that inspired the characters. Sometimes I worry I give Cater too much of a forehead. My art style is mostly inspired by animation meme YouTubers I watched. Like Lolly Rock, it's not a Japanese thing, but I really recommend it. It's a musical cartoon about a magical girl brand. I remember seeing that before. I did want to watch it, but I never got around to it. I know what you're talking about. Speaking of other non-Japanese magical girls, I also used to watch Winx Club, so that also that also explains why I keep giving characters long legs. I loved Winx Club, man. That was good. What have they done to Winx Club? My goodness. These girls do not deserve this. I kind of want to see Cater with button earrings, cause plushies. That is actually a good idea. Even though you'd barely be able to see it. Oh wait, we need a rabbit. I'll get to Rabbit, don't worry. I'll get to Rabbit. We just gotta draw a sweater. We just got a sweater. I wonder who it's for. I never watched much Winx Club. It's about the lore for a while. Did you hear about the new Netflix reboot with AI? Whether it's AI or just terrible animators, it is a mess. It is a mess, man. And then they tried to give it the weird live action treatment too, and I'm just like, why? What are they doing to these girls? What happened to the fashion, man? And girls being girls. While also destroying monster villainy. Can't a girl be adorable and save the day in style? Like, come on. I take it from being as a road rock band. I recently got into Catch Tinipe, Korean animated show, definitely aimed at little kids, so keep that in mind. A little weird at times, but I found it fun. You don't mess with Lolly Rock. Swear web. cater the overalls undone. The new Wings Club designs look horrendous. They did the boys dirty, girls dirty, everyone dirty. Yes. It does not look good. It has that like cheap, like free 3D model type look to it. It just looks weird. Is Ever After High a magical girl show? No, but I highly recommend it. It's still awesome. I love Ever After High. I need to get into the lore of that one because I'm into Monster High, and I know that they tried to do a crossover, but they never got around to actually doing the crossover. They were building up to it, and then it's like, oops. No more fun dolls for girls anymore. You can't have this anymore because we're offended. Bye-bye. The only reason it stopped was because of Disney's Descendants. Yeah, that, and also Monster High was also getting canceled. In the sense, it's like, oh, yeah, we don't really, we're not gonna really keep going in this direction anymore. Same thing with, like, Barbie around that time, too. Everything started kind of going, like, soft, is the best way to describe it. In a sense. Not as pink. Extra, not as extravagant. And yeah, Descendants also, at least specifically for Ever After High. Which honestly doesn't make sense because Ever After High is using, you know, the public domain fairy tale, kind of doing its own thing, so. I mean, they even had the, they even, you know, named the characters in ways so that way you don't confuse it for the Disney versions, but I don't know. Did Descendants even ever have a Snow White character? Because I don't, they only had, the dwarves. They had the dwarf. Mostly focused on villains anyway. I think Rabbit has Riddle energy personally. I guess. I can see that, actually. But also, Riddle in small animals is cute, okay? Have you seen how he adores the hedgehogs? Hello, Shadow Milk Cookie. If Ever After High's lore, Ever After High lore you want, I saw a few channels do it, but look up Athena P's video on the lore as a start. Does anyone here remember Regal Academy? That name sounds familiar. I also remember like a book series about like Greek mythology as well. I forgot what that one was called. I just know I had a book in that series about Athena. I can't remember what that one was called. No, not Percy Jackson. Not Percy Jackson. I quit making videos on my YouTube channel. Oh no. I'm pretty sure it's possible to make your characters look sharp in 3D. Seen a lot of people do it, so... Excuse Wings Club, why can't you? Why can't you do it? Don't you know your charm? Percy Jackson, aside from that, I don't know any other YA Greek mythology books. It was like... it definitely wasn't Percy Jackson. But it was like a book series, and it was like Greek mythology, but the characters were like high schoolers. And like, it was kind of like, you know, I don't know, I don't vividly remember what the cover was like, but I can't, I don't remember. Anyone remember Peony Institute of New York? I don't know what that is either. The Greek mythology thing is gonna bug me for the rest of the video. You sure it wasn't the cartoon Clash of Titans? No, it was like a very girly book series. Nice show, only note is it seemed like their recording of the voice acting wasn't good and sounded off. Oh no. Low budget recording. You do what you must. Hold on. It's not a pink-haired girl named Michelle. Oh. Hold on, let me... Hello. Welcome in. I am on a quest to find something that is bugging me. What's it called again? I figured it out! I got it! See, I knew I was... It was a very girly book series with Greek, mythology. Let me show you what I was talking about, actually, because I just found it. With the simplest of Google searches. This. The simplest Google search ever. Goddess girls. This is what I was talking about. Having a crush on a chopped looking guy. It's based off of toys. Goddess Girls Olympus Academy. Yes. Those toys, if you flip the head, it changes expressions. Ooh. Cool. What? Yeah, I had this exact book. I don't know what happened to it. Probably got donated somewhere, but this, I remember. Yeah. I think that was the only one I had. I didn't really get into the rest. I just remembered that specifically. I've never heard of that book series before. Well, now you know. I think I got it at a Scholastic Book Fair, too. The Scholastic Book Fair. A staple of the American school system. Where you're guaranteed to find at least one kid in your class who bought one of the world record books just to look through it. Show it off to everybody. And now you know. Basically Greek mythology, but girly. Sort of. Scholastic book fairs were always the guilds, just like the company itself. Yeah. Speaking of a Scholastic book fair, I bought a Tinkerbell manga from a Scholastic book fair once. Because there was Tinkerbell manga. I don't think they made a lot. But I have one. For the Vidya and the Fairy Crown story. And honestly, it's basically the same story much, but it's, you know, a manga. It's actually pretty good. Off topic, I hate the thread thingies the Insomnia students have on their uniforms. I know it's there for reference in uniforms, but why does your uniform have that? Can you sew? Why do you need it? That actually is a good question. Was it the steampunk term? No, it wasn't. It was just a manga version of one of the Disney fairy stories that I already owned. But like, I don't know why specifically. There was like 3 versions. Well, not 3 versions, but I had like 3 copies of that book because one of them got destroyed. I don't know how or why that happened, but one of the copies got so busted we had to get another one. By the way, the mic keeps blacking out for a second. I hate it on a practical level. Is it better now? I'm talking normally now. How tall is Riddle? Riddle's the tiniest one. And Ortho's the Ortho baby. Ortho tiny. Riddle is like my height, but what's that to cater? What is that height chart thing? Height reference. Compares? Is that it? What is this? Ah, jeez. Oh my goodness. No. I thought Riddle was medium. No, he's like one of the shortest. Where's that height chart? Where's the height chart? Of like the characters to scale, like here's like the official from like the art book, but it's not updated. I'm just gonna yoink that up here real quick. Riddle's like tiny. She is the smallest of the second years. Tiny. And then, you know, we have Grimm at the bottom here. Ace is part of, like, the average height. Everybody. Okay. Riddle's, like, up to there. Thank you, reference image. Riddle's 1 feet tall, guys. Riddle is tiny. Although Cater's like a very average height. Like, the characters that were like all up in the middle there, they're all around the same height. Yeah, there's like a lot of them that are like 170 something, I think. How tall is Cater again? Yeah, 176. I think, yeah. Rook and Cater should be about the same height as well. And then Ortho goes up to... Ortho is tiny, you baby. Ortho is like about to the shoulders. Ortho is like about here. I take my scaling very seriously, okay? So the top of Riddle's head is about here. This is also how I make my own character height charts sometimes. Wait, where would I be on the height chart? I'm at Riddle's height. I'm tiny. I think I'm a little bit shorter than Riddle. But a little bit taller than a Pell. Like, I'm in between them. Forget power scaling. We need more height scaling. In centimeters, I guess it's 160, so where is that? Probably around... Hold on. I'm gonna draw onto this. Probably around over here. This range, I think. Somewhere in between there. Actually... around here, maybe? Yeah, I think. Between, like, Riddle and Kaleem or something. I think Kaleem is like 160 something. Cause like Riddle's like 153 or something. Yeah. Taller than Riddle is not short. Riddle is the shortest of the second years. It's so cute. So canonically, which Mickey Mouse world is in Twisted Wonderland? Wasteland or Toontown? Whatever would be considered the... Because I think the Mickey Mouse in Twisted Wonderland is specifically referencing the Alice in Wonderland Mickey Mouse short with the looking glass. I remember I saw that when I was younger, and I was like, that's interesting. has big eyes. Oh no! I don't really care much about the background music though. It's more about as long as if I'm talking, I know I'm talking. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. In your face, tiny red crab. I am taller than the strawberry boy. Does someone heard me yell off oath with your head? Why is there a color around me? I didn't even have magic. Riddle's got legs. And by that I mean if you've seen what his legs look like in the Stitch summer outfit, he got some defined thighs. He rides horses after all. He's got strong legs. I got to go. Bye-bye. Thanks for dropping by. It's just a quick idea of like, yes, he's going to be holding Piglet. Oh yeah, Cater needs the headband. And yes, I will remember to draw a rabbit. You can tell I care a lot about drawing Riddle. Where's my Piglet image? He's like 2 ovals. He is ovals. He's just 2 ovals. Hello, bestie. The other bestie is left. How do you draw a bean that is only 2 ovals tall? Welcome back. Yeah. I think I'm frozen. Is it moving? Okay. I don't know why it's that. I lost track of time. Also, episode 7, get to hear Riddle's mom voice and see Trey's parents and Riddle's overblot and the punch. Oh yeah! Remind me, I need to actually watch the entire thing when it finishes. I need to watch it, but at the same time, I need the more accurate subtitles. I need the correct ones. One more episode left. Oh boy. Finally, the Hearts to Build conclusion. I think I've been streaming too long. I'm frozen. It doesn't want to move. So Riddle and Piglet, yes! The cutest combination. I'm just too lazy to actually draw this better. But there we go. I think I need to shrink Cater's head. It looks a little bit too big. Either that or make Riddle's head bigger. Yeah, I think I'll make Riddle's head a little bit bigger. I need them to be sort of to scale with each other. And we'll work on ortho. We'll work on ortho later. I'm kind of tired now. I thought it was still morning, that's why. Ooh. Oh boy. But yeah, that's all for today, folks. Tomorrow we will add ortho to the mix. Woo! Yeah, I need to stop. It's frozen. Sort of. Like, ugh. Computer needs a break now. I will see you tomorrow. Tiny Lilia. We'll bring out Lilia tomorrow. Zoom Lilia. I have all the zooms now. And I will use them all. Bye-bye.